Welcome back, Star Wars fans, to episode 21 of Ronald's Reviews, and today we're going to be taking a look at a small paint restoration project that I did recently on my original vintage Han Solo in Bespin outfit action figure. Now, as I've said in previous videos, I buy these figures loose and as cheap as possible because I'm not a rich man, so I buy them as cheap as possible and then try to restore them myself. Because I buy them cheap, obviously a lot of the time they come with loose limbs and a lot of paint missing, and this particular Han Solo is no exception. So I've said in the past that I'm not a professional. I try to do this just for my own enjoyment and hobby, and just to try and make them a bit more displayable, ready to go into my collection. So we're going to take a look at the process and how I got on. Hopefully you'll feel that there's a big difference between the before and after. I certainly think it was worthwhile. I'm really pleased with the end result, so I hope you are too. So let's just take a look, and I hope you enjoy it. Cue the march. So as usual, we're just going to start with giving him a really good clean with some hot soapy water. And this just gets any dirt and grime that might already be on there, because over time these plastics go sticky, and even if they look fine, they can be really sticky to the touch. So it just removes any grime and debris before we start painting, just to help the paint take to the surface. There we go, do the back. And just rinse him off, and that should be fine. Okay, so as you can see, there he is now, all dry and ready to paint. So obviously he has seen better days. As you can see, there's quite a lot of paint missing from his hands, tiny bit from his belt buckle, a little bit from his shirt and neck, and then certainly his hair. So we're going to try and get this guy in a bit better shape and get him displayable and ready to go into my collection. Now the paint I generally use is this. It's a Humbrol enamel paint, perfect for painting things like models and action figures. Pick this up at any local department store for sort of £2 to £3. You may need to do a little bit of mixing just to get the colours right, but it doesn't matter if you don't get it exact, because historically these figures, they always varied slightly in colour from figure to figure anyway. Even on the same figure, they always had slightly different hair colour and things like that. So we're going to try and give this guy a little bit of a clean up. Try not to be tempted to paint bigger areas than what you need to. So like I said, with this guy in his hands, for example, you might paint a little bit on his fingers and think, well, I'm going to cover the whole hand to make sure the colour looks the same. Try not to be tempted to do that for three reasons really. Same with his hair. So one, obviously if you paint a larger area and then when you finish you're not quite happy with the colour, you've got a lot to clean off. Two, obviously the more you paint, the more likely it is to be noticeable that you've repainted these figures, which again we don't want to do. And three, obviously these figures are so great. Ideally, you want to try to keep as much of the original paint as possible. So yeah, so try not to be tempted to cover bigger areas than what you need to. Okay, let's get going and see if we can tidy this guy up. So there we go, everybody, restoration complete. Let's just remind ourselves what it looked like before we started. So as you can see, looking much better now, and certainly far more displayable and ready to go into my collection. Far from a perfect job, as I've said in previous videos. I'm not a professional. I just do this for my own pleasure and just as a hobby for my own collection. But yeah, really pleased with the end result of this, and he's going to take his place in my collection now. So I hope you found that video helpful, guys. I hope you got a few hints and tips from there. Like I said, you know, I'm not a professional, but anybody can do this. You don't have to be a professional to be able to do this and just get your action figures looking in better shape. So yeah, hope you found that helpful. Please leave any comments on questions in the comment section below. I've tried to get back to everybody, and I really do appreciate and enjoy getting back to people. Please consider leaving a like and subscribe. It really does help the channel. Keep collecting, everyone, and see you on the next video.